every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV News at 7. I am Gift Ogete. The police in Kano State say 8 persons have died following a bomb blast at the Kano State School of Hygiene located on Book Road. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Adenle Shinaba, disclosed the figure shortly after visiting the scene. He added that 12 persons were injured in the explosion. The coordinator of the National Information Center, Mike Omeri, says the bomb was planted in the premises of the School of Hygiene. He added that emergency services and security forces are fully mobilized to the bomb scene.
At about 2 p.m. this afternoon, there was an explosion at Kano State School of Hygiene, located in the Kano Municipal City area of Sabol Kofa. The explosive was planted within the school compound close to the road by a yet to be identified person. 8 persons are so far confirmed dead, while scores of others are wounded and presently receiving treatment. Emergency services have been fully mobilized to the scene of the incident, while investigation is ongoing. This figure of 8 is as at the time of this briefing. If it changes, we will let you know.
In furtherance of the promises made in his congratulatory message to Governor-elect Ayo Fayose, Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi welcomed his elected successor to the Barake Government House in Ado-Ekiti. Both leaders promised to ensure a smooth transition. Rashid was there and filed in this report.
The announcement of the result of the June 21st election, where former Governor Ayo Fayose emerged as the governor-elect, and the concession speech of Governor Kayode Fayemi, which came with a promise that he will be meeting his elected successor, seems to have caught the governor-elect Ayo Fayose by surprise.
I commend him. I pray that God Almighty will make every way straight and okay for him in life. It is, even if it takes years, it will come to an end one day. Even if it's 20 years. But the spirit behind it all is, let us move forward.
Responding, Governor Fayemi says his action was born out of his respect for the wish of the people and adherence to democratic principles.
People have said it's strange, it's un-African or un-Nigerian. Well, I don't know. I am a Democrat, and the will of the people is the basis of democracy. And if this is the will of the people, we do not have a choice than to respect their will.
They both agree to work together for the interest of all Ekiti people and to ensure a smooth transition process.
After now, both sides will set up a committee that will begin to work in earnest towards ensuring that the government transits seamlessly from the current one to the next.
I am to equally ensure that we have a smooth transition and continue to give him right of place like every other leader in the state, because yet unborn children of this state will still be governor after us.
With the matured handling of the Ekiti post-electoral process so far, it is hoped that this will be a continuous exercise for the 4 months period until October, when the governor is expected to hand over to his successor. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
The spirit of sportsmanship displayed by the incumbent governor of Ekiti State, Kade Fayemi, after losing the June 21st governorship election has been commended by Nigerians. A public affairs analyst described Governor Fayemi's act as unusual and worthy of emulation by politicians.
That was unusual but wonderful. Unusual in this part of the world because we hardly see things like that happen here. But we thank God because he has really shown that level of civility we expect from him. He has really shown refinement, and he's really shown he's a polished gentleman. If someone has really shown this and have led by example, I think others should emulate. We shouldn't make it a practice in this country to be emulating bad examples, but good ones.
Similarly, Victor Okai says Fayemi shows he has the interests of the Ekiti people at heart with the way he accepted the defeat.
Fayemi has redefined post-election, if you like, reaction in Nigeria. Because, you know, in time past, you know, no one ever concedes defeat, you know. Even before the elections are over, people are already preparing, and lawyers are waiting on the wings, you know, ready to take briefs to go to the court to battle. And it is usually said that many elections are fought in the courts and not even on the, you know. But what Fayemi has done, he has shown that he truly has the interest of Ekiti people at heart. That's a noble gesture indeed, and worthy of emulation.
The leadership of the ruling People's Democratic Party on Sunday popped champagne at the presidential villa to celebrate the party's inroad into the southwest region. PDP leaders are happy that the party was victorious at today's governorship election. But President Goodluck Jonathan insists that the fact that the process was largely hitch-free is enough cause for him to celebrate. He also had nice words for Governor Kade Fayemi's sportsmanship and accepting defeat graciously.
It's only hours after Ayo Fayose was declared governor-elect in Ekiti, but it didn't take long for his party leaders to roll out the drums in celebration. PDP was virtually non-existent in that part of the country after a major loss in 2007, so it's not surprising that the party is celebrating Fayose's win.
Your Excellency, I want to state that both myself, my Deputy the Senate President, and members of the campaign committee, we had full cooperation of the party, particularly the chairman. And I'm happy today, Your Excellency, that we have not put you and the party in the assignment that has been given to us. Congratulations.
This isn't the first time the PDP will win elections during the Jonathan administration, but it's the first time party leaders celebrate. President Jonathan says the fact that there was no post-violence in Ekiti is a major cause for celebration. He also managed to rope in Eagles World Cup win over Bosnia.
Before this time, the kind of reports I had was that there will be crisis in Ekiti. There will be this in Ekiti. There will be this in Ekiti. I pray, that's the only thing I can do. I can provide the security, but security does not solve the problem. So if God doesn't want it that way. I'm quite pleased that the elections have been conducted and it is still very peaceful. The results have been announced, nobody has been killed, no one has been brought down. That gives me even more joy. Again, to crown it all, last night, the Super Eagles made all Nigerians smile.
Party chairman Adamu Mwazu was elated that the results of the Ekiti election are acceptable by local and international observers. He also expressed gratitude to all who worked for PDP's victory in the state.
Very well. He has remained steadfast. He has remained dogmatic in ensuring that he carries the common man, who are his backbone, the strength of his polity at all times while campaigning. I want to assure you that I will sit down with Ayo Fayose to make sure those people that have elected him, those people that have supported, those people that have elected our party to power remain joyous, remain happy, and remain constantly in touch with them so that we'll continue to win.
The party leaders believe that now that they have a foothold in the Southwest, it will be easy to build on it in future elections.
The People's Democratic Party candidate in the August 9 governorship election in Osun, Iyinla Omisore, has described the result of the Ekiti governorship election as the voice of the people. Omisore says the emergence of Ayo Fayose as the governor-elect showed that the people had made their choice. He congratulated the governor-elect, describing his emergence as a true reflection of the wishes of the people of Ekiti. Omisore added that for Fayose to have emerged victorious in spite of all the challenges he had indicated the determination of the people for better governance. According to him, the resilience demonstrated by Fayose has laid a solid foundation for the struggle by the people of the Southwest to return to the PDP. PDP chairman in Kwara, Iyinla Ayedekpo, says the state chapter would replicate the victory recorded by the party in Ekiti State in Saturday's governorship election. Ayedekpo gave these assurances in Ilorin while addressing party supporters during a solidarity rally to celebrate the success of the governor-elect of Ekiti State. Ayodele Fayose commended the Independent National Oyedekpo commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for free, fair and credible polls and urged it to continue to midwife credible elections in the country. He claims the PDP has implicit confidence in INEC because it was able to conduct a credible election in Ekiti and has proven doubting people wrong. Oyedekpo went to declare that the APC could never win any election in the state in a free and fair atmosphere, adding that the Kwara people are yearning for change and the PDP are the agent of qualitative change. He says in a free and fair election, PDP will defeat APC hands down because we are more popular in the state. The chairman told PDP members that the victory recorded in Ekiti State was due to the voters' card used in the election. He therefore appealed to PDP members to collect their permanent voters' cards from July 18th, when INEC would commence the distribution. The police authorities have commended what they described as the enviable peaceful conduct of Ekiti people before, during and after Saturday's governorship election in the state. The statement issued by the police said Inspector General Mohammed Abubakar is particularly pleased with the high level of comportment, discipline and understanding exhibited by the citizens throughout the period of the election. Of special interest, according to the police, is the huge assistance extended to security forces, which made the election hitch-free. The police also commended security operatives assigned to election duties in Ekiti for their professional conduct throughout the period. Former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nasser El-Rufai, has called on the government and Nigerians to work towards removing the root causes of corruption. He was speaking at the monthly lecture of the Champion on the topic Corruption and the Challenges of Good Governance. Sheyi Martins was there. His report is presented from our studios.
The former minister, who was the guest speaker, said good governance and corruption have a link. He says the best way to put Nigeria on the path of good governance is for corruption to be tackled from the roots, especially for public servants.
And sometimes they don't get paid on time. Their police stations have no material, no writing material, no pens, no electricity. So we must attack these roots. We must remove what can push an honest person towards corruption. Because a person that cannot feed his family or send his children to school or pay his hospital bills, I'm sorry, is incapable of being honest. So we must attack the roots of corruption.
Discussant at the gathering, Debo Adeniran and Muiz Banire spoke on the greed of those in public office, saying most corrupt acts are just purely covetousness. Muiz Banire decried what he termed the politicization of religion as a form of corruption.
I submit strongly that is an act of corruption, because like our current governor said, on the road that you fly, the water you drink, is it really there or is it dictated by your religion or your faith? But what do we find? We find a situation where we're going to At least as far as I'm concerned, we do not know the end. It's the beginning we are seeing now. I've said this several days, it's the beginning we are seeing. But by the time the end comes, it probably will consume the whole political firmament of the nation.
People wey don chop belly food, if he want chop more, not be say he need that food though. He just dey chop man for chop his way. Say he get access to am, he just dey chop. That is the people. So this kind of people, then dey plenty for our country. Now that kind of people, now it be many politicians.
President of the companion, Musbaudin Oyefeso, says the discourse will not end there, but will be presented in a booklet and sent to the political leadership of the nation at all levels.
Yes, what we intend to do is to compile the reports. We are going to read the reports now, send it to the presidency, send it to all the state governors, and also all the local government, the 774 local government that we have in the country.
While his promise to make this available to the nation's leaders is commendable, it's only hoped that this will be a step forward in the nation's ongoing quest to true nationhood and development.
Two statues from among thousands of works of art looted by British soldiers in the 19th century have been returned to Nigeria, prompting calls for more stolen treasures to be repatriated. For more than a century, the artifacts from the Benin Bronze collection had been in the family of retired medical consultant Mark Walker, whose grandfather was involved in an 1897 British raid in which they were taken. The statues depicting a fallible ibis bird and the traditional monarch's bell were given back to the Oba of Benin, Uku Akbolokpolo Erediawa I, at a ceremony attended by royal officials and local dignitaries. The royal palace was looted, resulting in the removal of hundreds of artworks, including the Benin Bronze, which showed highly decorative images of the Oba and his countries.
For many years,
from centuries earlier.
I have known about the bronzes in the family, and I've always longed to own them. But when my mother died in September, I did finally own them. And then, to my surprise, I found that I wasn't as pleased to have them as I should be, because I knew my children and grandchildren would not appreciate them as much as I did. And that gave me the idea that perhaps they should go to the place where they will be appreciated forever. I'm very proud to be part of this because it's clearly seen as a historic occasion. I had no idea that it would be regarded with such importance, and it's very gratifying to me to have been able to play some small part in the history of the restoration of the bronzes, because I think more will come back. I'm sure more will come back.
I'm sure that Mark Walker's first, with this symbolic gesture, will just start opening the doors for other people to realise the story, and I hope to persuade them to return their bronzes in various parts of the world. People know about the story. Not only that, it was an injustice that has happened that needs to be corrected.
Nigeria had previously requested the return of the Benin Bronze without success. You're watching Core TV News on the hour. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
CoreTV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Good to have you. Stay tuned. It's Core TV News on the hour. European Union foreign ministers have urged Russia to back the Ukraine government's peace plan or face tougher sanctions. The 28 EU ministers were also seeking a policy response on Iraq and examining fallout from the Syrian conflict that is destabilizing the Middle East. All ministers voiced support for Ukraine President Petro Poroshenko's peace plan, while British Foreign Secretary William Hague warned that Russian President Vladimir Putin had to respond positively and unambiguously.
It's about the support of the presidential peace plan, and all 28 ministers supported it unconditionally. For me personally, it was important to hear comprehensive support of all ministers, and this support, which is in fact a symbol of solidarity for Ukraine, is definitely there. We are fully committed, 100% committed to our peace efforts, to our peace plan. And we've been doing everything which is possible in order to deliver on the peace plan.
An Egyptian court has sentenced 3 Al Jazeera journalists, including Australian Peter Greste, to 7 years in jail after accusing them of aiding the blacklisted Muslim Brotherhood. The court convicted Peter Greste, Mohammed Fahmy and Bashar Mohammed of spreading false news and supporting the banned Islamist group. The trio had denied the charges. 3 other foreign journalists tried in absentia received 10-year sentences. The trial has caused an international outcry amid claims it is politicized. Earlier, the Australian Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, made a direct appeal to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi for the release of Mr. Greste, a former BBC correspondent. The 3 Al Jazeera journalists have been detained in Egypt for the past 6 months. Greste and 2 other reporters working for Qatar-based Al Jazeera English were among 20 defendants in a trial that has triggered international outrage amid fears of growing media restrictions in Egypt. And that's Core TV News at 7. Thank you for watching. Please join us again at 9:45 for primetime news. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of our programs. I am Gift Ogete. Good evening.